The elevator took him upward instead of down. And on the 31st floor, a woman told him that everyone says they're not a resident when they first arrive. Nobody ever leave us. Part 2 of 4. Mateo stood up so fast his chair scraped back across the floor. The figure in the third chair did not move. It was a woman. She was sitting perfectly upright, hands folded in her lap, face angled slightly away. She was wearing a pale dress. She was very still in the way that a person is still when they are holding their breath, or when they are not breathing at all. Elias Voss did not look at her. He kept his colorless eyes on Mateo. "Sit down, Mr. Varga," he said. "She has been here longer than either of us." Mateo did not sit down. He moved toward the door instead. His hand found the handle. It turned. The door opened. He was back in the hallway, and he walked fast toward the elevator without looking behind him. The elevator came immediately. He stepped inside. He pressed the lobby button. The doors closed. The elevator did not move. He pressed the button again, then all the buttons. The panel lit up and did nothing. He stood there for 1 full minute. Then the elevator began to move upward. It stopped on the 31st floor. The doors opened onto a corridor identical to the 14th. Same carpet, same lighting, same faint floral smell underneath the other smell he could not name. A woman was standing in the corridor. She was in her 40s, dark-haired, wearing a cream cardigan, holding a small dog under one arm. She smiled at him with her teeth. "You must be new," she said. He said he was not a resident. She tilted her head at that. "Everyone says that," she said pleasantly, "when they first arrive." He asked her how long she had lived here. She thought about it. She looked at the ceiling while she thought. "I moved in," she said slowly, "the spring before my daughter's wedding." She paused. "She hasn't been married yet." She said it without any distress at all. He took the stairwell. He walked down 17 floors. His legs were fine. He was counting. He reached what he believed was the lobby level and pushed through the door. He was on the 22nd floor. He went back to the stairwell. He walked down again. He counted every step. He came out on the 22nd floor again. He stopped counting. He pulled out his phone. No signal. That was not unusual for a stairwell in a concrete building. He told himself that. He opened his notes app and typed his observations. He stared at what he had written. Then he deleted the last 2 words and wrote time loss. He found a fire exit on the 22nd floor. He pushed it open. It opened onto another corridor. He was still inside the building. He knocked on the nearest door. A man answered. He was in his 70s, thin, in a bathrobe, holding a cup of tea. He looked at Mateo with no particular surprise. "You're looking for the way out," the old man said. It was not a question. Everyone does, at first. Mateo asked him directly, when did he move in? The old man looked at his tea. "I came for the viewing," he said. "Just to look at the unit. I was never going to buy." "Very reasonable price," they said. "Conditions attached," they said. He looked up at Mateo then. His eyes were entirely calm. "I signed." It seemed like nothing at the time. Mateo's stomach dropped. He went back to the stairwell. He climbed. He needed to find the 14th floor. He needed the document. He needed to read every condition, not just the third. He found 1408. He knocked. Elias opened the door.
"You came back."
Elias said, "I never left." Mateo said, "I know," Elias said quietly. He stepped back. Mateo walked in. The woman in the pale dress was still at the table. She was facing forward now. Her face was the same face as the woman in the corridor. The dark-haired woman with the cream cardigan. 30 years younger, perhaps. But the same face, same bone structure, same slight tilt of the nose. Mateo sat down. He picked up the inheritance document. He read the first condition. It stated that the inheritor must reside within the estate for the duration of the settlement period. He read the second. The inheritor must not attempt to communicate the terms of the inheritance to any outside party. He looked up. He had already typed his notes. He had already violated the second condition. His phone was in his pocket. He could not feel it anymore. He reached in. His pocket was empty. The phone was on the table in front of Elias. Elias had not moved from his chair. Mateo had not seen him take it. How long, Mateo said carefully, has the settlement period been running? Elias looked at the woman in the pale dress. Then he looked back at Mateo. Since before you were born, he said. The second condition was already broken. His phone was on the table and Elias had not moved to take it. And the settlement period had been running since before Mateo was born. That's it for part 2. Follow Untold Lores for part 3. Like and subscribe for daily stories.